What is good, guys, and it's the final video for the 4-week Granddaddy Fest, featuring my favorite, the Master Grade Hainu Gundam. To be honest, the Hainu Verka is the one that I really love, but any Hainu variant will do. Besides, your first love never dies. This Gundam is not actually shown in any anime or movie of some sort. This is actually a retelling or a revised version of the new Gundam, and instead of the Sazabi, the Nightingale is the mobile suit Char uses against the Hainu. If you're gonna ask me, yes, I know, the weathering was too much. The saying less is more is not really part of my system yet, maybe soon. And just to add, this is a bootleg kit. That's why I practiced some weathering on this one. Not really proud of it since I really know it's too much. But from far away, it doesn't look that bad, right? No? Okay, I'll stop. Since this is the 2007 version, the royal blue and white is the color scheme used here instead of the purple and white color scheme based on the manga Char's counterattack Beltorchica's Children. This design is sometimes shown in some Gundam games in multiple platforms. The look is slicker and a little bit more similar to the usual designs of a Gundam from the Universal Century timeline compared to the bulky design of the original Hainu, which I prefer more. With this new design, they made a lot of effort to actually put in a lot of gimmicks and color separations. So how about the articulation? To start off, this is a bootleg kit, so some parts might fall from here and there. So starting from the head, it can go up that high, really high for flight poses. It can actually go down that for only almost nothing because of the very long chin there. So it will impede onto the color itself, but it can go look left to right. It can actually go 360 if you make it look up a little bit. And for the arms here, it has a 360 motion. And for the shoulder pad itself, it is on a separate hinge. The shoulder joint actually has an upward and downward movement. And for the shoulder joint here, it can actually go up that far. Now, for some reason, the other joint for the elbow here, it is supposed to be double jointed, but since this is a bootleg kit, something broke inside, so I just glued it in, and it can only do now a single joint. But for the other arm, it is really loose here, so let me just do the first bend below and the second bend for the double jointed elbow, so I can just show you that it can still do the double joints. It's really loose onto the upper joint here, and I don't want to break it anymore. And of course, for the wrist here, it is on a ball joint with the hinge wrist for more dynamic poses, and a peg here, of course, for the attachment onto other accessories. And let me just adjust that again. There's a 3-1 trigger finger split, just a standard for usual master grades. You can actually separate the 3 fingers here if you want, but I won't do that. And the thumb ball joint there. And interestingly, the torso joint here can actually go down, crunch inward, crunch outward, almost nothing. But there's a panel here onto the back, if you can see there. If that can be pulled out here, and something fell, the propellant tank. If that can be pulled out here, it can actually crunch out a little bit more. And while looking up, it can actually do more stretching or flying poses. Just a little bit of help there onto the panel itself. So you just need to crunch it again, push that in, and it will block from doing more crunching out. Now back to the skirts here. The front skirts can actually go up that high separately, and for the side skirts, just hinges here. It's not really that far. If you go that far, it will fall off. And for the back skirt, it is actually impeding against the propellant tank, but if there's no propellant tank in the way, it can actually go out that far. Now for the leg, it has a sliding track there, if you can see, that can actually go forward. It can do more for kneeling poses, and it is on a universal joint. So let me just remove the side skirt first so I can show you that it can actually do a little bit more splitting, and it can actually go up that far, back that far, and something fell off again. And there's a thigh swivel. It's quite tight, but you can still achieve it. And what's beautiful onto the double jointed knee, it has working pistons. So you can see there. You see the pistons there going in and out. Really nice, really beautiful bend there. Not really special, but there's still a gimmick there. And another gimmick for the leg itself, it can actually go out for some reason. For kneeling poses, for more dynamic poses, I think. And for the thruster here, it's actually impeding onto the two parts here, two white parts. But if you push that in, you can actually pull out the thruster effect gimmick here. But it's not really that much of a difference, but if you want, you can actually do that. And for the ankle itself, it has a ball joint that can actually go up and down, and it's quite breaking apart. But for the pivots here, not really that much. So for the flat foot test, it's not really that beautiful. So it's really meant for aerial poses. And for the toe, it has a separate toe there. It can go up and down, nothing that much. And for the toe itself, or I mean the foot itself, it has a gimmick where you can actually detach this part to actually reenact the foot that is attaching onto the moon, since outer space actually shows no gravity at all. So that's basically it for the MS itself. Now going back to the backpack, there's a lot going on here. And for the propellant tanks first, of course, it has hinge here. This is not on a ball joint, and that is not painted. That's really the color of the part there that came with the kit itself. Then for the binders, it can actually have a hinge here, then a swivel. And for the fin funnels itself, it's quite loose on sometimes, but it's actually you can actually go put it up, down, and can actually do some hinges here, but it's not really on a tight fit. But still, you can do some more dynamic poses. And for some reason, you have a tail fin for a reason that I don't know why. Articulation is damn great on this one, except for ground poses, not really that effective. Sure, parts may fall from time to time, but that's because this kit is a bootleg. Now on to its accessories. One beam rifle and a shield. The rifle can actually be stored on its back skirt, but it kinda gets in the way of the funnels and the propellant tanks, while the shield can be attached only on the back of the arm of the Gundam. Pretty great zigzag design there. Now for some accessories that are built in the Gundam, you get this machine gun on the right arm with a removable magazine. And onto the other arm, you get a small beam saber hilt for surprise attacks to Zeon forces. Surprise attacks? What the fuck am I talking about? And onto the binders, two beam saber hilts are stored here. Instead of pink beam effects, you get clear blue. You can still form the beam staff if you wanted to using the shorter beam blades. Finally, for the main attraction, the fin funnels. Same as the new and the high new variants, you get 6 fin funnels, 3 each. You can actually display the funnels with the help of the stand that came with the kit. And yes, the Amuro symbol was painted red. I never liked the bendable plastic as a representation of flying fin funnels because it looks cheap and it bounces around with Hi-Nu. Plus, Hi-Nu Gundam looks incomplete without the funnel, so sending only a few will look better. For additional effects, you get an adapter and flame effect to show the funnels whooshing around, and with this 3D effect of 2 plastic effects here on each funnel gives more dynamics onto definition of the flying fin funnels. Before I forget, it is said that this is Hi-Nu Gundam's best weapon, or the main weapon, the Hyper Beam Bazooka. And before I end the video, this is Hi-Nu Gundam, all over, fully armed up, and I don't know what to say. I'm gonna display it like this. Since I'm a big fan of the Universal Century timeline and love Char's counterattack, this is no doubt my favorite Gundam ever. I don't even know why, but this is the best for me so far. So again, thank you guys for your support. Without you guys, this channel won't be running for a year now. Next week, there might be no review, but another video will surely be uploaded. Care to give some questions, so I'll make a Q&A video for you guys? Feel free to comment down below. So again, if you like this video, give it a comment and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time. Peace! Thank you so much for a whole year. Peace.